we're at one with one another, just a thought away. So we welcome you and thank you for being here. And we love it when you post something so that we can see who's online with us. For those of you who are present, there are things going on today. Yesterday, I was Episcopalian. Today, I'm back in my comfort zone. We drove to Spokane on Friday. The memorial service for Kay's brother was yesterday morning, and then we changed clothes and drove home. So yes, it is a far distance. And the service was wonderful and different in terms of what our needs might be. In many cases, we need ritual. We need something that feels familiar in a different way. And beautiful church, wonderful young minister, and he used the word in his homily, mystical, that, and he spoke words that I thought, I say those words sometimes. They come out of my mouth and our shared times, and so the distance is not quite as great as we sometimes think between what's out there and what's in here, where we live and move and have our being. So thank you for being part of who we are as a community. There were probably 100 people in attendance. Donald would have loved it. He did love it. He was obviously present. What was missing for me was that feeling of home and community in a different kind of way. And it's what you bring. It's what you are that creates that generous spirit. And I thought, oh, I know what I miss. I miss that feeling of extension, of connection that we share, and that I'm so grateful for. We say on a Sunday morning, there is one presence and one power. There's only one presence and one power active in my life and yours. God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and yours. God the good, omnipotent, present in and through and everywhere around us and within us. As we pray in the realization of the one presence, we recognize our connection with all forms and fashions of life, with all people everywhere, with all expressions of life. The natural world is our experience of the expression of the one presence and one power. The people around us and at distance are expressions of the one presence and one power. The farthest distant place or point on this extraordinary experience of life on earth, there is the presence at the highest point throughout the cosmos, expressing in and through all things In this knowing, we recognize that although we may walk different paths, we are one in spirit. And in that knowing, we are grateful. And so it is. Our daily word today. I use uplifting words to support my healing. Cleo? The word for today. Oh, you've got the big version.
Bigger words.
Oh, I love that.
Better words.
Large words.
Easier to see words.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it says I am.
Hello. And good morning. Welcome back, Chris. It's about healing today. I use uplifting words to support my healing. A teacher asked students to draw self-portraits surrounded by rays of sunshine and swords radiating from their hearts. The rays represented uplifting words. The swords symbolized hurtful ones. This exercise powerfully illustrated that words can heal or harm. Today, I commit to using words that affirm my divinity and yours. I receive these sentiments into my heart, acknowledging their truth. I release any words that do not uplift me. I heal myself by using words of kindness and encouragement. I will also be mindful of the way I speak to others, choosing words that soothe and strengthen and affirm. I honor the light within everyone and help create a healthy, compassionate world. And from Proverbs, my child, be attentive to my words. Do not let them escape your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and the healing to all their flesh.
Do it again. Do that part again. Please. It's on.
My child, be attentive to my words. Do not let them escape your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and healing to their flesh.
Beautiful. Thank you, Cleo. Our prayer box is on the credenza table, little brown box over there, next to Adopt a Bill, reminding us to again say thank you for all the blessings that you bestowed upon this ministry through your gifting, through your generosity. So Bill's over there to remind you of the gift of our experience together. I need to remind us of several things. Today being Potluck Sunday at the end of the service, we push the chairs aside, tables magically appear with cloths on them and everything you need. And if you forgot to bring food, we always have enough. We bless the loaves and the fishes, and we know that they multiply through the very power of our gratitude. They multiply through gratitude. The illustration was a powerful illustration of feeding 5,000 through what? The prayer of gratitude. We have enough and more than enough in so many ways in our lives. If you have a prayer need, I started to say the box is there to receive your prayer requests. And if you would go to unitysv.org, you can submit a prayer request online. The question is not how big or how small, but are you willing to reach out and allow people to hold you in prayer? And the prayer team rejoices in the opportunity to do that. New class is beginning right away, like right away. The the work of my hands and my heart have come together to create this for you. I was kind of proud of it after the many hours I spent trying to make it fit on, and then and then and then cut it straight so that they look nice for you. Anyway, the book we're beginning in our study on Tuesday morning, the 2nd, at 11 o'clock to 12:30 for 8 weeks. Is called what? Oh, Ordinary Mysticism. There it is, right there. And I already had somebody say this morning that they are loving the book. Thank you. Thank you. And Jordan and I are learning. I don't know if I sent you the wrong link or it went up in a weird way, but by Tuesday morning when you tap into join the classroom, it should be up and running. I tried it this morning, but I tried it with my phone, and my phone doesn't use Zoom, so it didn't go anywhere, but that was my issue. Concert for a Cure coming up September 27 from 6 to 9 at the Bertelsson Winery. Please read about that. Our own Lacey is heading this up. And it's a powerful. So describe so give us the name of the disease where.
Well, it's limb-girdle muscular dystrophy,
Yeah.
2I, and that's what Lacey has. And when she discovered, she was 15 when she discovered, but by the time we got married and had kids, we realized that nobody knew what the heck it was. So we slowly put on Facebook page and slowly got people involved. I shouldn't say we, she. When it comes to computers, she did all that. And eventually, there now is doctors dedicated to not only finding out what the cause, well, we all know it's genetic.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, but it surfaces all over the world. And we have followers from Africa, and it's very big, unfortunately, in the Netherlands, and that seems to be where it was from. Also, there are doctors that are specializing in, and they've even started having some, I don't know what you call them, not tests, but they're trials, yes. Unfortunately, Lacey's to the point that the trials won't do any good, but we're still trying to push that so younger people who acquire this will have a cure.
Wonderful.
And this is actually a very fun thing to come to because it's Savannah who's
And
always singing, and then
yeah.
Ireland, and then I'm the MC, and I'll do a couple songs, and sometimes with the kids, which is fun. So.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
He was there Thursday. That's up to him, We'll have to drag him in, but he can be pretty good.
So just know that you can get your tickets online. They look expensive when you look at the amount, $40 a piece, but when they go for a cause that's personal to us now because of Lacey, because of our wonderful family, it's something that will be a blessing for you and for others. So make it happen. We can create carpooling for people who want that or need that. So let us know.
Yeah, and I would advise you to get them sooner than later because it does sell out. So
Okay.
if you want to be there. And
Incentive.
yeah, there you go.
Board meeting is on the 9th, coming right up. Birthday bash on the 14th. The men's group is meeting at the public library. Is that what I heard?
Don't look at me.
Is that the rumor? Yeah, Sam said, yeah. At the new Commons building in Mount Vernon?
Thanks to Dave, you set it up.
Oh, thank you, Dave. I can't see you. You're too close, yeah. Um, so, men's group, we have an active men's group, and they seem to have a lot of fun without us. That's on the 20th. They didn't give us a time. It's better that way. Concert for a Cure, I spoke of that. I think those are the announcements for the morning, and I'm so grateful for all of you who participate and make these things happen. It's a blessing to be part of an active family doing great and wonderful things. I'm taking a breath now. Nice to see you out and about.
It was a little worse than I thought it was going to be. And I cut the bone.
Ouch. Getting better. Here she is. Lucky, lucky, lucky us.
It's the last time they have to enter.
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? The last. We hold healing power and prayer for you and everyone. Shall we prepare for meditation? What have we got behind me here?
We'll just go through this once. In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there. In the light now I find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, our path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there, peace is there, truth is there, God is there.
Long.
I'm old school, I'm stressful.
I love that you did that. Oh, that's my unity of life in that song. So many years. And then you don't know, you miss something, and then there it is, and then you think, oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you settle, put aside what you might be holding. If you think your phone is on, be a blessing to yourself. Let it go. Quiet. And be sure you can find your right sitting position. Whatever that means for you, that sometimes you have to kind of wiggle around a little to get your body in alignment. And by alignment, I don't mean a rigid posture. I mean a soft alignment with the movement of the power of spirit within you. In the deep and wondrous recesses of your being, there is a perfect alignment. With your feet on the floor and your body breathing you. How frequently do we give thanks that the body breathes us? Look, it just does it. You're about your business and you forget about breathing. You forget about everything because your mind has suddenly held you prisoner. And your body takes a deep breath, a sigh, one of those way down into your core breaths. And you allow your shoulders to relax, your abdomen to soften, your hips to relax, and your hands and your feet and your jaw and the temples of your beautiful forehead. I allow spirit to breathe me, knowing the perfection that is at work in my body and in my mind and in my life. Holy One, I take a moment of rest to be immersed in your presence within. And I hear the words, be still and know that I am God. With your breath, you respond to the movement of the presence within, the presence of all life, sustaining you in perfect love. The rhythm of your being, the rhythm of your being is that harmony that we call divine order. I give thanks for divine order, the perfect presence of guidance and clarity. The movement of divine harmonious order is the rhythm of my nature, and the outworking of divine presence within me. when I'm questioning and worrying and doubting, I return to the awareness that I am established in divine order. My body, my mind are in harmony with divine order. I don't know which way to turn or which way to move, but Spirit within me is that ever-present movement that guides everything I do. And I listen, and in that still small voice, something happens and I'm guided. I just know. And in every step I take, moving in accord with that divine life force energy of healing, I remember that I am loved with more than an everlasting love. I am created and sustained in the constancy of perfect love. For in the One, I am seen and known. I am held and cared for and sustained. The presence of love sees me as the perfect expression the pure and perfect expression of a love without beginning and without end. Whatever your need today, the power within you, the light of your being, the life of you are supporting and sustaining you. And we hear the words, "Be not afraid." Be not afraid. So with a breath, extend this blessing that you have received through your heart. Extend and expand it outward to those you know and those you do not know. Far and near, in all realms, in the oceans and those who dwell there, in the wildlife that surrounds us, in all of life, the blessings are present. In this knowing, we give thanks. And so it is.
words I have to say, they may be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that we can do. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one can offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? You say it's very hard to leave behind a life we knew. But there's no other way, and now it's really up to you. Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Freedom, the lesson we must learn. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the only we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Freedom, the lesson we must learn. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen?
So you chose two of my favorite songs today. Thank you.
When Ireland asked me, that was the first song that popped into my head.
It's one of my, one of my favorite songs. Wow, love it. Thank you. He's way over the top already this morning. A note from Denise. She's going to start a new group, another of the classes that she recently did at some point in September. Um, yeah. And, yeah. So if you didn't get to do the first time around, or if you did, and you want to talk about it, or you have questions for Denise, please ask. I found this morning in my pile of many things, many important things. Through the month of September and into October, on Sunday mornings, I'll be working with lessons from the book Original Goodness, Eknath Iswaran. And this is a new copy, but my old copy has disappeared somewhere. But it's a wonderful book, and the material is just extraordinary, based on those wonderful principles of humility, purity of heart, simplicity, patience, love, mercy, peacemaking, desire, all things that right now we're wanting to focus our energy on. And it's based on, help me somebody because my brain can't go that far right now, the Sermon on the Mount, they have those. Yes, Beatitudes. Thank you very much. So we'll start on that series next week on Sunday mornings. So a lot of material coming up. Vernon Howard, in his book, The Power of Your Supermind, which is a Unity classic, wrote this story. Two birds, it actually comes from Vedanta, he quoted it. Two birds perch in the same tree, one on a top branch, the other on a low one. The bird on the upper branch sits in quiet and peaceful contemplation of all that goes on around him. Reflecting his golden plumage, he rests in majestic splendor. The other bird hops nervously from one branch to another. Sampling the fruit, coming across sweet fruit, he chirps excitedly. Chancing upon sour fruit, he falls into disappointment and disgust. Glancing up from time to time, the lower bird is vaguely impressed by the magnificent manner of the upper bird. The nervous bird longs to know the secret serenity of the other, but soon forgets his yearning when sight of new fruit attracts his attention. Back and forth, up and down, moving from sweet to sour, from elation to disappointment, from elation to suffering, the time comes when the lower bird gets a mouthful of fruit so bitter that he can no longer take it. The crisis has come. He must choose something different, and so he hesitantly hops upward toward the peaceful bird, coming closer and closer. At a certain point in his approach, a miracle occurs. The lower bird realizes that he was the upper bird all along. He simply did not see it. In his illusion, he thought there were two, and now he knows there's only one. And what he was looking for was already here. Two birds, same tree. One bird, two minds. Two minds. Two minds. One bird, two minds, one attached to the world, and one the reality of being itself. One attached to the world and the circumstances and conditions of the world. Sour fruit, right? And the other, the inner world, or the world of the divine, the world of spirit. Charles Fillmore, when he spoke about unity, said metaphysics, this study of metaphysics, is moving beyond the physical, seeing beyond the physical, seeing beyond the consistency of circumstances to that which is eternal and infinite and omnipresent, reaching through. I loved, he said, we reach through the veils until we can begin to see with different eyes and hear with different ears and speak with different words. What words? The words that are beyond the sorrow, the circumstance, the condition, the dis-ease. When they began the work of unity, it was about healing, but it was about healing on all levels. And the real core healing in the teachings of unity, down through all of these years, have been change your mind and change your reality. That the true healing comes not from external resources, but from a shift in the way we see and align. And when we do, it begins to have a cellular impact. It begins to have an inner working on the deeper levels of our being. Every time you change your mind from one state into another, and what state from the lower branches to the higher, if we use the tree as an illustration. It's that moment when we rise out of whatever it is that we've been dwelling in into a new state of awareness. And when that happens, this process, every time it happens, this process of metamorphosis begins to take place on the deeper levels of our mind and our heart and our body. We start not just to transform, but we can feel an energy, something that's present and has always been present on a deeper level of how we experience life, how we see, how we feel, how we engage, what we give power to. Metamorphosis, in the larger sense, we know, is the name we would give the broader, more expansive process of our spiritual awakening. Metamorphosis, the illustration always used is the butterfly. And when I was in Santa Barbara still, somebody gave me butterfly plants to put out on my I had a little deck outside my office. And he said, you're gonna have butterflies. And the most important thing is to study the cycle of them. He said, you talk about it, but watch it happen. So here, all of a sudden, are not just plants, but these caterpillar things just take over the plants, consume everything in sight. I mean, voracious, like little monsters eating and eating and eating and eating and eating and eating and eating until until the green is all used up. And then they're not there. So these are mammoth butterflies. So the entire plants are consumed. And then I start looking around because there are bamboo and bushes around that office. And I start looking, and here's a little green cocoon, one, and I know they're everywhere around. I can't see them, but I can see several of them. And I watch them go through this gestational metamorphosis when at some point, without my seeing it or knowing when it happened or how it happened, no more caterpillars on the plant, no more leaves on the plant. But here are these little green things enclosed in a veiling, if you will, into which they allow, without conscious mind interfering, a total meltdown of form. Everything that has been is no longer apparent, and what remains, I'm told, although I didn't open one to see, is this gel-like substance that has a gestational awareness of exactly how to bring forth the innate inner pattern. And I watch and I watch. And one morning I came in for church and my patio door was open and someone was there waiting to show me. She said, look up, look up. And at the edge of the door frame is this mammoth butterfly hanging upside down in the most dangerous moment of its entire journey as the wings dry. It's the most vulnerable moment in the entire process while upside down. It's just totally in this poised moment to wait until the inner prompting comes. And I watch first one wing. It's just before church on a Sunday morning. One wing. I think I'll miss church, but I don't really care. This way better. And then another wing. And before I can even gather thought about it, it moves and leaves and moves on to the perfection of an innate calling. Hear this, an innate calling. It's not about where are you going. It already has an innate inborn calling. It has melted down to nothing from the form that it has known. And out of that, before that happens, as it's weaving its own cocoon, that's what's happening on the inner level. That's part of what becomes the veiling around it. It's transparent. And here's this beautiful mammoth butterfly of a size out of nothing that knows exactly what's necessary without having to think about it. It is inborn. And I believe it's the truth of us. I believe that same innate truth is the truth of us, that which we have always been. And as we're going through these various phases of metamorphosis, moving from one stage into another, that which is within us knows far better than this equipment we've got to think about things. Why? Because it's one with a universal rhythm, a harmony. We can sit and we can say, oh, there aren't as many mammoth butterflies as there used to be. Or we can see one and know that that one that's flying through your yard or that you happen to glimpse wherever you are, the process it has been through for those wings to carry it to whatever it's being called to in its own innate perfection. If it's true of a butterfly, is it not so true of us? Can you separate that the perfection of what you are is any less than that same perfection that I witnessed through the plants arriving, and where did the caterpillars come from? I didn't know people were laying eggs out there that were gonna, I mean, who knew? It happened in the night, it happened in the day, it happened on my day off. I don't know, but the process was magic. But I'll tell you the moment that brought me to tears, like deep tears, was when it was hanging upside down in that state of pure vulnerability. When it couldn't yet fly, the wings weren't ready yet. And how long did that take? A very short time. But it was the innocence of it. It was the purity and the perfection of it. And that's what I believe about life. That's the state that we exist in and from and as, no matter what we think, no matter what we see. Metamorphosis, spiritual metamorphosis, is a profound and radical inner transformation that involves a fundamental change in a person's way of seeing and being and thinking, beliefs, desires, and self-identity. Much like a caterpillar's complete change into a butterfly, it signifies a dramatic rebirth or renewal when old ways of thinking and living are shed for a deeper connection with the divine. Just so special. So you would ask, how do I go from the bird in the tree to a butterfly to Alice in Wonderland? It was a long trip. Who are you? Said the caterpillar. This was not an encouraging opening for a conversation. Alice replied rather shyly, I hardly know, sir. Just at present, at least I know who I was when I got up this morning. But I think I must have been changed several times since then. She had just been through that phase of getting smaller and bigger. Identity of body, identity of self. She'd gone through this cycle of that whole phase. Who are you? Well, I thought I knew when I got up this morning. And then now I'm not sure. I've been big, I've been small, I've been caught in my mind, I've been caught by something I see. I've been triggered in some way, or I saw that flower. On my route in the mornings, there's a wonderful farmhouse, and they have a white picket fence around it, and they have these beautiful, perfect pink gladiola all around that white fence, and I think, oh God, thank you for that. Such a perfect experience in a breath. And then I'm zipping past because I have very important things to do. You know. I hardly know, sir, just at present. At least I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have been changed several times since then, after having fallen down the rabbit hole, you remember? Well, many times we fall down the rabbit hole, and you can describe it any way you like. And it affects your sense of who you are in a dramatic way. One of the other quotes was super. I just have to find it. It describes our world today. She says, "But I don't want to go among mad people." Alice remarked, "Oh, you can't help that," said the cat. "We're all mad here. I'm mad, you're mad." "How do you know I'm mad?" said Alice. "You must be," said the cat, "or you wouldn't have come here." I thought that was particularly classic. All right, what time is it? It's later than I wish. I want to look at this from another side next week. And it's how Paul becomes Paul, remember? The biblical story of Saul becoming Paul. Saul, the persecutor of the people of the way, people who are seeking the light, and the transformation that he experiences, quote unquote, on the road to Damascus. The transformation of moving from blindness into sightedness. The move from being the bird who's hopping around on that branch night and day and night, to that state of integration of self, a deeper level of integration with self. And in that process, a realization of the significance of exploring the journey for yourself. When do you go blind? Is it just a process we go through? Or is it a right timing? Are we dealing with perfect order? Or are we dealing with a universe that's just happenstance? Are we in alignment with the things that break our hearts, even as they break our hearts? Because of the perfection of it, because it awakens something that is more than we can imagine. I was reading Meister Eckhart today, the 4 principles of Meister Eckhart's teachings from 13th century in horrible times in Europe. And the emergence of these four principles that sound very much like Unity's principles, perhaps evolved from those teachings. The awareness that being a caterpillar and a butterfly are the perfection, uh, the perfection states that are necessary to bring forth what's wanting to emerge. The four states. First, there's a light in the soul, he said. In this dark time, I want you to know there's a light in the soul that is uncreated and uncreatable, unconditioned, universal, deathless. In religious language, there's a divine core which cannot be separated from God. There's a light in the soul. Your divine nature is present even in the darkness. For the butterfly, what about the caterpillar? Who wins in this story? The butterfly or the caterpillar because he fulfills his divine calling? The second one, this divine essence can be realized. This divine essence in your being can be realized. And third, this discovery is life's real and highest goal. Our purpose, our supreme purpose in life, is not to make a fortune, nor to pursue pleasure, nor to write our name in history, but to discover this spark of the divine that's in our hearts. And last, when we realize the goal, we discover simultaneously that the divinity within ourselves is one and the same in all individuals, all creatures, all of life. Have you heard these teachings before? Not his, but are these not words that are familiar to us? How many thousand times have I said it? But you don't hear it from me, you hear it inside. You hear it inside yourself, in your own heart, in your own soul, when you say, oh, I forgot. And you reintegrate with that realization that you too are the one bird on the high branch. You too are the winged one, moving with an inner calling toward the exact perfection that is emerging in you in every moment in time. And that for you will be the deepest fulfillment of all. And you will recognize that it is the truth for everyone and everything. Today we butterfly. Tomorrow we caterpillar. And something new is born once again. Let us share our tithes and love offerings, and with gratitude for this day and for those who surround us, and for Spirit at work guiding us step by step, calling us, drawing us forth as the divine beings that we are. Our hearts open, we share with love. I give joyfully and easily, for God is my source, and abundance is my nature. And so it is. And we have no kids today. So, no baby Nora.
The song I wrote a couple months ago and didn't play it a couple months ago, but a little political, but it kind of
Oh,
fits the
good.
thing today.
Thank you.
Parents taught me to live by the golden rule. Be kind and gentle in all that you do. Give unto others, but don't be a fool. 'Cause there's one born every minute, and make sure it's not you. I see you're still worshiping the golden calf. Things he says, well, they just make me laugh. A lie still a lie, no matter how many times it's been told. And his fear and division's just getting old. Still gonna love my neighbor. Treat them the way I hope they'll treat me. Still gonna be kind to strangers, even if they're from across the sea. The world is full of differences. That's what makes life worthwhile. So put down your phone, come on home. So much in this world can make you smile. Try living in love for a little while. Still gonna love my neighbor. Treat them the way I hope they'll treat me. Still gonna be kind to strangers, even if they live from across the sea. The world is full of differences. That's what makes life worth a while. So put down your phone, come on home. There's so much in this life that can make you smile. Try living in love for a little while. Parents raised me on the golden rule. Be kind and gentle in all that you do. Give unto others, but don't be a fool. 'Cause there's one born every minute, make sure it's not you.
Thanks. We needed that. See, I think it's perfect. The pianist vocalist can be as political as he wants. So many conversations to have. Let us pray our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let's stand and join hands and sing our peace song.